I have Dizzle from Fnatic and the 4/5 of Fnatic who have joined us here in Rio. So news came in obviously over the last few days that Fnatic are here for the Rainbow Six Pro League finals without Magnets, and we're all really sad about it because it's been of course the first 6-month season for Pro League, so a lot of work for you guys and fighting all the way through your region and then the APAC land that you have in your own right all the way to get here. First thing we've got to ask, how's Magnet?
Magnet's doing okay. He's out of hospital, he's recovering well. He's in good spirits, but all in all, Magnet's doing okay.
Good, yeah. And we wish you well, Magnet. Keep getting better. I know he's had the operation and everything's gone well. That was yesterday. I think it's Friday now. It's Friday afternoon. We're at rehearsals before we go live tomorrow. So, this is awful news for you guys. From your perspective, looking after the team and working in your role for the team, you knew early this week that, because it was all a bit sudden out of the blue, wasn't it? There wasn't like a lot of notice for him, let alone you.
Yeah, we had nothing. So Magnet called me as I was on my way to the airport, and he's basically said to me that, hey, something's wrong with my stomach, I gotta go to the hospital, I need to see a doctor. I've gone, okay, no worries, let me know how you're going, health comes first, do what you need to do. And calls me about half an hour later going, something's definitely not right, I've got my blood results back, there's my white blood cell count's really high, so they need to do a few things, and they presented with a few options. One of them was a CAT scan with a lot of radiation, one was the ultrasound. So they went with the ultrasound and found the issue, which was appendicitis. And appendicitis, especially like about to hop on a flight. I mean, hindsight's 20/20, but it's good that he found it then. He's healthy. He wasn't midway through a 30-something hour flight. He was operated on immediately and was able to recover fully. So at the end of the day, it's been a long season and a lot of work, but he's happy, he's healthy, and there'll always be another one.
Well, there you go. Yeah, so there had better be. And you're right. It kind of a near miss, you could say. Like, had it been a few hours later, then in the middle of a flight from wherever he is in Australia, I can't remember which bit he's from, but from Brisbane, all the way over to Rio. That's not when you want to get ill with anything. So you were finding that out on your way to the airport.
Yes.
So did you take off knowing you were a man down? Had it worked its way out by that time?
So I knew Magnet wasn't going to be coming.
Okay.
We sort of called that. He definitely had appendicitis. He tested for it, and it had to happen, and he was going in for an operation. And just there's a huge risk in terms of like deep vein thrombosis and everything like that. So he was never going to be coming, and I knew that probably Tuesday afternoon Australian time, which is like late Monday night for most of the rest of the world. And so I quickly shot off an email to like ESL, Ubisoft, Fnatic, everyone that sort of needed to know, and sort of said, hey, this is what's happened. These are a few of the scenarios that I proposed could work in terms of like potential ANZ players to come, APAC players. I worked my way down the list in terms of feasibility, and hoping that when I landed halfway through, so 15 hours later in Dubai, we had some sort of resolution or some progress had been made. But the roster laws, the roster rules with ESL can be a bit difficult. So by the time we sort of landed there wasn't a whole lot of progress that had been made, and we sort of tried to work whatever angles we could. But in terms of teams being locked to rosters, contracts, and whatnot, effectively I had to find a free agent within the Asia Pacific region that could arrive. But by then it's Thursday afternoon,
and we're in Rio, which is the east coast of Brazil, which is still very far away from a lot of where we live. Particularly you guys are about as far as you could get. And then there's vaccinations and visas, obviously, and that kind of thing, and it all gets very complicated, doesn't it, wherever you're coming from. And I guess this is a reflection on Siege in a little way, now that it's become so much more professional with these big name orgs in, like yourselves, and all the other ones that we've got with us too. I guess with that comes that sort of level of complexity when it comes to rules and orgs and so on. We're not all just kicking around and freely able to swap wherever we want. So. Okay, so you submitted some ideas, and at first stage they were all just kind of like, you can't do that because of the rules, but then later on kind of relented a bit and more progress was made. Yeah,
so we sort of we just couldn't physically get someone from the APAC region to Rio with a visa, with vaccines, because we have some very strict sort of biosecurity laws coming back into the country. So getting them to Rio wouldn't have been too much of the issue. It's having everything done correctly to get them back. We expedited the visa and a few things, but all in all, it just couldn't be done. And so then we sort of looked at a few things and a few of the sort of the technicalities within the rule book, and we were allowed to expand to any player across the world that wasn't contracted to an organisation or wasn't locked through the roster lock. But
so that's actually, that's a really big change.
It is.
That's the rules being. I'm not 100% on the actual ruling when it comes to this kind of stage in the rule book, but that means effort was being made and people were accommodating this is a very unique problem. Yeah.
And that was sort of the discussion around, like, we get that the rules are in place, but there's also, this is a very extreme circumstance. It's, you know, a medical emergency. It wasn't just a visa issue or something like that. Like, this happened on the spot, and, you know, it could have been life-threatening had he have got on the plane. So, but yeah, they worked with us, and they presented us with a few options, which was getting a player from North America that had been recently out of contract. And we were trying to get him here, and he was about to hop on a flight this morning. But there's been some pretty wild weather, I understand, sort of around the top of North America, and there was a few delays, and then for him to be able to arrive here in time, we had to reschedule and rebook, and the costs were astronomical.
But you did say to me you'd actually paid for flights.
We have paid
to get a player in, and then because of the weather, his flight's been cancelled, and to reschedule it is just too ridiculous to try and do.
So effectively out of pocket for the first lot of flights, but just couldn't then double down on how much the next set would be.
Man, you cannot get a break.
No, it's I literally cannot get a break this week. It's been since Tuesday to Friday afternoon. It's just bad news after bad news.
So I landed Thursday morning, about 6 a.m. here in Rio, and I go to our hotel, and the first people I bump into are your boys. Who are in the lobby. I'm like, what's the news? How's Magnet? And what are you going to do? And they said, Dizzle is trying to do everything but play. Who's your fifth?
It will be me. So, managing, coaching, playing. So.
Yeah, what a bit of hands-on experience, wasn't it?
It's there's not been a lot of sleep this week, so it is what it is. But at least these guys will get to experience the stage, and you know, the show must go on, as they say. So.
Yeah, and you know, you guys earned your place here, so you know, you don't just want to throw away this season. But that said, you guys are all very, very relaxed and chilled. Like 6 months of work to get here. You want to put in a good showing. You've got a tough quarter-final. And you're all just like, it is what it is. I guess as part of it is just relief that Magnet is okay.
Yeah, the big thing, we're not here worrying about Magnet. We know he's fine. We know he's going to be back there waiting for us with a whole lot of stuff to do when we get back.
He's practicing, right?
Yeah, he's playing.
He's out of hospital. He's practicing.
He's practicing. He's at home. He's playing. He's been sending us some VODs and some links, and so he's back working already.
He's stressing for you.
Yeah,
do this.
He's doing
That's
what he can. So
Magnet, well done, man.
But yeah, I think ultimately. Yeah, there's not much we can do. Half of it's because we're Australian, you know, it's just we take it in our stride.
Yeah, I did wonder, there's a bit of that.
We've done everything we can. Fnatic have been really good through the whole process, helped us at every single turn, and you know, they still understand the situation that we're in. So, you know, we don't have a whole lot of pressure coming down on our shoulders at the moment. Like, everyone's been really supportive through it all, and it's just one of those freak accidents. But, you know, we're just going to do the best that we can, and hopefully, you know, put on a good show.
One day I'm going to interview you with a happy, I'm really pleased with how this tournament went, Stuart.
That'll be nice.
We'll do that one day, right?
Maybe 6 invitation.
There you go. Dizzle's the 5th for Fnatic, and they're up in the quarterfinals tomorrow. Good luck, man.
Thank you.